Hello, the jump scare. I was just running my tweet. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Hello, chat. Hello. I'm so sorry, about it. Damn. That selling soon went so much faster than I thought it had. I swear my perception of time has just disappeared recently. Hello. Hi. Holy shit, he's alive. Hi, Lucas. Hi, Shay. Hi, Tokyo. Oh my god, everybody's here. I'm so tired of holding a pride today, chat. Oh my god, I hope it was fun. What happened to the music? It's just quiet. There we go. I hope you're enjoying London. He's wearing a light color. I'm wearing my good kids thing. It was the first thing. I came home from Spain, right? If you don't know, I was in Spain for 2 weeks. And I was wearing I'm wearing my No Offense t-shirt under here. This one. And I was like, it is absolutely fucking freezing here. So I shoved this on because it was like the closest thing to me. If they're actually, yeah, definitely. Without the S. Oh no. It's been so long since I popped on a stream. To be fair, I haven't streamed in a month, so that's like the longest I've not streamed in. Like, it has to be my entire time being on Twitch. Genuinely, it's been almost 5 years, and I don't think I've ever taken a break for longer than like maybe 2 weeks. Well, like I tend to go on break when I'm on holiday. Even then, I still stream when I'm on holiday most of the time. I had my laptop. I was going to, and I was just like, you know what? I've been on break for so long. I don't want my return from break to be the scuffed stream from Spain where the Wi-Fi barely works. So I decided not to do that and to come back properly. Instead, haven't been on stream easily since 2024. Oh my god. Yeah, no. I'm gonna be so real. The month before I went on break was so rough. It was so rough. Guys, it was something. Streaming wise, which is why I went on break. So usually during exams I don't. I tend to stream like once a week because it keeps my sanity. But I was just like, you know what, I'm not enjoying it. I need to focus on my exams. I'm gonna just lock in. And then I went on holiday, so it ended up being more than just the 2 weeks that I was kind of locking in for at the end of my A levels. But how do you grow a mustache so fast, bro? Um, Genetics. To be fair, I had like facial hair here before I even started testosterone, which is crazy, but it's definitely grown much faster. I haven't done my testosterone update because I was away, but I'm gonna try and record it tomorrow. But I have a lot happening tomorrow, which I'll talk about later. So I'm not gonna upload it tomorrow because otherwise there would be literally like 3 things in a row for you guys to go to get announcements for, and I don't want to spam ping because one of the things that is happening tomorrow is like the most important thing I've been working on for so long. But yeah, 3 years, 6. Oh my god. Okay, I have Slytherin-ish facial hair. Pretty not 3 weeks into nothing mustache wise. Yeah, no, specifically, I can't remember exactly where it is. I think it's like here. There's like a tiny patch of just like dark hairs. I'm not gonna remove them for now. I think I'm gonna not shave until my 6 months videos unless it gets really bad because I would love for it to actually be visible on camera, whereas currently it's not. Gotta go get dinner. Okay, bye Shay, see you soon. Boop, 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 boop. I I forget that you do that, Lucas. You unfollow. But I hope I never do anything like limited by follow age. I've been watching a lot of Orange Juice recently with the subathon, and there was like follow age limited giveaways, and I was just like, haha, I'm so glad I have never unfollowed and refollowed for a joke. Because I was just actually no, I think I was a solid year over the limit, which is quite nice. But yeah, I thought for the first stream back, I just do a little bit of chatting and chilling and kind of catching you guys up on what's been going on, because it has been a month. It's, you know, I'm the type of guy where it's been a week that I haven't streamed and I'm like, it's been a while, chat, how are you? And then now it's been a month and I'm like, guys, have I forgotten how this works? How does one stream? How does streamer? So bear with me. Luckily, everything like worked like immediately. There he goes again. Like usually when I haven't streamed in a bit or I've gone away or something and I haven't been using my PC, it like everything breaks. My entire OBS needs resetting and stuff. This time came back perfectly fine. Haven't had any issues. It feels like you've been gone longer. Again, I will say my concept of time has been so fucked with A levels and with being away. Like my holiday didn't feel like 2 weeks. It felt so much shorter. But I'm hoping it will all kind of calm down because this is like the long summer holidays before uni. So hoping that's fine. It feels like I've been here longer than 3 years. It's in CC Science. Oh my god. Those were the times. Didn't CC Science have like one episode? We did one podcast episode and then it died. Oh. Fine, I think so. Yeah. No, it sounds about right for that time of my life. We did everything for like 1 or 2 episodes and then it just died immediately. I'm trying not to do that anymore. Like if I join an SMP, I'm like, I need to know that this is gonna be lasting at least a month. Otherwise I'm not joining because it is painful to go through the like things lasting like a couple of episodes and then it's just dead. I want to like do things properly. That's my plan for this summer. Do things properly. And it was just gambling for real. Yeah, no, you just kind of threw things out there and hope it sticks, which I guess is still exactly what I'm doing. It's what I'm going to be doing all summer. So I'm just trying to get back on my feet, I think. I'm going to talk about the summer plans later. So if you're interested in that, stick around because I want to get kind of your guys' opinions because you guys realistically are the people who run this. This music is so dramatic. If you guys weren't here, this is also dramatic. If you guys weren't here, I wouldn't be able to do what I do. So it is important for me to like get you guys' opinions on what I'm doing, and because I'm going to be doing quite a lot and changing things up and doing things, I want to make sure that you guys are all like, yes, that's cool, good going, streamer, things like that. But I've written a list on my phone because my memory sucks and I can never remember what I was gonna yap about when I start yapping. So trying to yap about what the music is 7 Count Dracula. It's Pokemon battle music, please. I need to like make multiple streaming playlists with different vibes. Because currently it literally could be whatever. It just randomizes. I think that's hilarious at times. There we go. Oh my god, wait, this is one of the first songs on my streaming playlist. That must have been added so long ago. But yeah, where do we start? Okay, first story time. The the very end of my A levels. So the last, actually, let's go to the second to last exam because this sets the story up better. Um, so my second to last exam was my like last physics paper, and I have beef with OCR. That physics paper, don't know what they were doing, but they decided to put half the paper on one topic, and it's the worst topic in the entire thing, and it was so bad, and everybody found it bad. But oh my god, so that doesn't help for the story that I'm about to tell. So after that exam, I decided to stay in school for a bit. Like it's kind of my last chance to talk to friends and things. And there's a club on Tuesday lunchtimes, and this was a Tuesday morning exam that I go to. So I decided, you know what, I'm gonna stay. They have some fun things where they're touring around junior school students, so I'm just gonna chill and help out with them. And it was really sunny, and we were sitting outside eating lunch, so it was nice. It felt normal after the like exam I had, so that was all good. We were walking around showing the like junior school kids around. My heart rate's doing its crazy thing, and I'm just like, I turned to my friend and I'm just like, well, I don't have the normal symptoms I have when my heart rate's doing this, so I'm fine. I'll keep going. I'll finish the tour. Why not? Next day, I wake up feeling rough, and then by the afternoon, I was like dying. Like, when like you start to get a fever and you like switch between being insanely hot and like freezing cold, or both at the same time. That was the kind of thing we were dealing with whilst trying to revive. I mean, accurate. I was trying to revise for an exam that I had barely revised for. Painful. That exam ended up going completely fine, but I did wake up in the morning of my last day level with a very high fever at 4 a.m. And I was awake trying to figure out how to calm that fever from like 4 till I want to say like 5:30. Well, to be fair, I woke up at like 2, and then I only like got up and was like, I'm dying at 4. And then my exam was at like 9, so that was a really great way to end A levels. And honestly, I think the fact that I stopped streaming was like necessary for just the fact that my body just stopped functioning at the end of A levels, which is fair enough because it's a really long time and I am very much disabled. Hi, Happa. How was vacay? It was good. It was good. I was saying how I died at the end of A levels, but we'll get to Spain in a second because I have. To be fair, I don't have that many like insane story times from this holiday because we were just mainly chilling in the villa. We got a villa by the beach. It literally backed onto the beach. So like there was a gate in the back garden that led straight onto the beach, which was beautiful. That is so good because you get the benefits of having the sea really like close to you without having to deal with beaches and getting spots at beaches and lying in the sand to dry off. Like basically beach without the issues of sand and the sensory hell that causes. So absolute W Villa, honestly. It was weird. It was a weird place, but it was incredible for the beach access. Um yeah, I think the thing that made it like the villa really odd to me was just it's probably just a cultural thing, but the kitchen had like zero food storage space apart from these cupboards that opened onto the floor. And I just thought that was really odd. Like I feel like the thing you would have in a kitchen would be food storage. But to be fair, we did make it work, so that's fine. And there was like honestly, this is not an issue in any way, shape, or form. But there was no barely any like big lights. You know how overhead lights, big lights, annoying lights. Everything was just like lamps and stuff, which was actually nice. Originally, I was just like, how do I turn the lights on? But when you actually realize, like, that's kind of nice. It kind of feels like more of a vibe than the like insanely bright LEDs overhead lights we have here. I enjoyed that. But honestly, it was a really nice place. It was so hot though. Oh my god. I was dying. I feel like I could not go out in the sun for more than like 5 minutes. I think like I capped out at like 10 minutes of being in full sun before I was just like, no, I'm retreating to the air conditioned rooms. Please and thank you. um, but yeah, I'm gonna pull up photos of the next thing I have to talk about. Give me a second, chat. Okay, so I've actually forgotten the name of this festival. I cannot remember, but let me mute my phone before I show you things. But basically, I think it's for like the summer solstice. Basically, they do like bonfires and fireworks and things. You can see yourself. That's a really dark photo. You can barely see it. But they do like campfires and they like fireworks, and it's a whole vibe. And because we were staying in Marbella, there you go. We were staying in Marbella. Actually, I should have just shown it this way up. There, we were on the beach. And if you look out along the beach, you can see all of the houses along the beach front like curving round. So there was fireworks going all the way along there like midnight, and it was so fun. I wish I could remember the name of the festival. I genuinely can't. I don't want to get it wrong. Um, but there was quite a lot of locals just in the area that we were in, and they were all just gathered on the beach. And I decided to go down and have a look at their bonfires and what they were getting up to. It was so fun. And then like at midnight we went and we saw they like light these lantern things that float into the air, fireworks, all kinds of things. It was honestly it was such a vibe. There was always parties going on that beach. There was music constantly. Unfortunately, it felt very like British music from like 20 years ago. A lot of songs that I've not heard in a really long time that were just playing on repeat, which is annoying because Spanish music is like quite good. I wish they had actual Spanish music. I feel like that would have been so much more fun. I have a core memory from when I was like really young. I was like too young to really remember this holiday properly, but all I can remember is we went to Mexico and there was this like kids club and they had like a dance night and we were just that for some reason sticks in my head. If the beach had that kind of thing with Spanish music, that would have been so good. But it was all just very like British music from like the 2000s. It was interesting. I was actually listening to the music sitting on like was sitting outside in the back garden of the villa, just like I have not heard any of these songs in so long. It was that or like the TikTok popular songs, and I was just like, give me give me some better music. This is awful. And then he was repeating all the same songs every now like every day, even multiple times a day. Which was weird. I don't know why they do that. I guess it's just like beach party, and I guess there's probably quite a lot of tourists there, so they're just appeasing to the tourists. But it seemed interesting. There was also a saxophone guy on the beach. He was always playing saxophone. Well, not always. He came up quite often, and so you get those same like popular songs but played on saxophone. That was quite fun. Especially when we went in the sea. I think it was the last day. Not even the last day that we were there, and he came out. So we were just swimming in the sea, listening to the saxophonist. It was quite fun. But yeah, that festival was great. There was a lot of people doing drugs on that beach. You wanted out on the beach and it just yeah. They seemed like they were having a good time. I don't blame them. I think it's legal there anyway, so oh well. It was just a group. So basically the villa kind of there was like a sandbank that you had to like walk down, and there was this little group with a tiny little campfire sat at like the very end of our thing. So our entire villa just smelled like drugs, which was interesting. But honestly, they were all just kind of vibing. Like honestly, I thought that going down there we would annoy them, but they all just kind of were like, yeah. just, we were just vibing so hard. It was so nice. All the locals were like so nice as well. Um, another thing that we started. Well, we started actually during A levels, but since I went on break, we ramped up the MCE production quite heavily, which is quite funny for in the middle of A levels. But we have been testing, we've been doing stuff, and you guys will definitely hear more about that very soon, very very soon. But it's been so fun to get to show the testers everything that we've been working on, and I meant to send them something before I went live today, but I'll do it later, I guess. But it has been so cool. You know, when you've been working on something for so long that like you're kind of in your own group, you're in your own bubble, um, and you don't really know how people are gonna react to things outside. Just the pure energy that the testers have brought has motivated me so much with this project, just to keep going. Not even just with the project, but just content in general. Like I'm feeling a lot more refreshed and a lot more motivated for the summer, which is so fun. It is so fun. I feel like I haven't felt this motivation for content creation in a little while. To be fair, Lumen One was probably similar. But I feel like Lumen One I had motivation, but I couldn't do much with it because I had exams and stuff. So like I didn't really get to do exactly what I wanted to do. I did quite a lot of it. I did more than I thought I would, but not everything. Also, my voice hurts so much. I have not been talking this much for a month, and I remember how much of a strain streaming puts on my voice, especially with the voice drops and testosterone. So bear with. Bear with. I'm gonna get more photos. I feel like showing you guys photos of these things lets you know what we've got up to a lot easier. I did not take many photos of this place, okay? Basically, you see that? We went to this massive palace all the way up a hill in like 30-degree weather. There was this massive palace in Granada, and it was beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful. Very like green, lush, well kept. It was cool. Except for the fact that it was like 32 degrees Celsius, which is hot, especially for a Brit like me who's who doesn't deal with the heat at all. It was hot, and we were walking around this palace for like 4 hours, and we were dying. We were dying. It was. Let me see if I can find more pictures of this palace. And, it was a huge place with like so many gardens, a great view. Let's see if I can find. Yeah, more of the gardens. But you can imagine that the walking around, especially uphill, like the initial getting there part, going uphill, and then like we finished with the main gardens bit, and my parents were like, "Oh yeah, we have a booking for like a tour for the rest of it at 6," and I was just like, "You mean we're staying out here for longer?" Luckily, the like restaurant had drinks and ice cream, so it wasn't awful. But oh my god, I just need to refresh my Twitch real fast because it is not showing me anything. A Twitch website seems to just not be working. Okay, well, my OBS is saying I'm still alive, so I'm assuming I'm still alive. Boom. Page unresponsive. Twitch, hello? Twitch? I'm also gonna put my captions on. Okay, there should be captions now. Not very accurate captions, but there is. There we go. Captions are working. I don't know. Do I still have that on? I should do. Also, my overlay is not lined up. Hold up. Has this always been like that? If I just never noticed that little line previously, you probably can't even see it. Hold up. How do I alter this? There we go. There was a little white line. Maybe it's because I don't usually wear like clothing, but my camera was like down below. I don't even know how that happens. Interesting. Okay, it seems like the captions are working. My Twitch is loading now. I can see them. Nice. Nice. I have been getting so into art this holiday. I don't know. I think it's because it's probably because I didn't take a book. I usually take a book with me on holidays, especially for like that kind of thing where we're just kind of sitting around all day, like by the pool and stuff. I usually take a book, but I was gonna take the Hunger Games, and my parents were like, "You've already read the first Hunger Games, which was like 10 years ago, so I don't have that good of a memory." I mean, I've watched them, but like the actual details of the books. So I didn't end up taking that because we were like, we can probably get the new Hunger Games book at the airport. No, apparently not. Apparently doesn't exist. At the airport, at least. My brother even tried because he flew out from a different airport. No new Hunger Games book for me. Which to be fair is fine because I wanted to read all the rest of them first because my memory is awful and I want to get back into the series before the new film comes out. I haven't even watched the like previous prequels film. I haven't watched The Ballad of the Songbirds and the Snakes yet. So I'm definitely gonna reread all those books. Reread that book because that one specifically I can remember like nothing about. And then I'm gonna get the new one. I'm also gonna go very quickly take my jumper off because it's far too warm in here. Give me 1 second, chat. we go. The Noah shirt. Oh my god, wait, did I tell you guys the story of what happened to this shirt? I had to patch this because I got super glue on it and I couldn't get it out. So it hardened and like cracked off. You cannot see it on stream. Actually, it's completely invisible on stream. That's really good to know. It's slightly more visible in person, but there I cropped the shirt and I put a little patch of the shirt material back over the hole. I think the thing that makes it more visible is the fact that it slightly eats into the design. It's like this box around at the bottom. The little patch slightly covers that, which makes it just ever so slightly more visible. Otherwise, I feel like it really wouldn't be that bad. But to be fair, nobody's pointed it out to me since it happens, so maybe it's less visible than I thought it was. But I love the shirt, so I wasn't about to let it be ruined. But yeah, that was don't super glue in your favorite t-shirts. Not smart of me. I also completely destroyed a pair of trousers in that same day. Same incident. It's crazy. But yeah, I've been getting into art so much with like MCE things, drawing for kind of the teams and things that we have to do for MCE to make the event work. And to like make announcements cool. Been doing a lot of art. I go do some adult things like planning and being responsible. Very fairly, because welcome back. I've also been designing the t-shirt that I'm gonna wear for a Youngblood gig that I'm going to with Josie on Friday. I was about to say next week. It's Friday. It is like it's technically next week. It's less than a week away. Which currently is an old Lovejoy shirt that I have cropped and taken the sleeves off. I did that during A levels, but the rest of it I'm gonna be doing on a stream this week because I need to get that done. And I've designed a whole like painting for the back panel, so I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sketch that out, and then I'm gonna paint it on stream and probably stitch it on stream too. So we'll get probably a couple of DIYing streams this week. Probably some like early midday. Well, not midday, but like 4 or 5. Even to be fair, we might get some like later streams as well, but just DIYing clothes. Let me see if I can show you guys that design actually. I don't want to leak anything, so I actually have to be really careful here. There is a lot of very important things on this iPad that I don't want to leak, including the thing that's currently open. But it's for the album, which is called Idols. If you guys don't listen to Youngblood, go do that. But I've designed like a little picture for each of the songs of a lyric that either means something to me or where I couldn't do things that mean things to me specifically. I just did a lyric that I could draw because some of them are really hard to draw, but I'm really proud of the writing in the sand. Oh, but we'll be listening to Youngblood whilst doing this. The writing in sand. The specific lyric I think is. I think I've forgotten who I am. Can you remind me? Let's write it in the sand. I want to say the Great Parade. I think. I think. Bro, I don't know why I've forgotten this. I remembered the lyric but forgot which song it's from. Honestly, that's a very me thing to do. Hello, what's the album? The Greatest Parade. Yeah, I think it's from that. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Yeah, it is. I got it right. I got it right. I'll give you guys a quick zoom in to different parts. I tried to make it like cohesive with the little black hearts. I mean, fits perfectly with the Black Heart Club, which is the name of this community. Not what I intended to do. And just kind of show each part of it. I'm gonna probably have to like jig this around and rescale it and stuff because this I have to write the text on by hand, and I have a feeling it's gonna be very difficult with how it looks currently. I also don't know if the white goes over the black fabric, but these are all things we're gonna figure out. There we go. It's a final little look at the last bits. No, something like this for an AJ. I should go for it. I have one more old Lovejoy shirt after this, which I'm thinking I'm gonna do something with chat to kind of come up with a design. But other than just that and MCU things, I've also been doing rebranding. I've been scheming. But I am honestly, I'm not rebranding, I'm redesigning. Slight difference. Slight difference being rebranding would be like changing up my entire aesthetic. Redesigning, I'm keeping exactly how it is now. I'm just neatening everything up and making it a little bit more polished. So there is a lot of things coming. I think at the end of this month. I don't know. I'm gonna see how fast I can get everything together because I was wanting to do it for this stream, but that really just did not happen because I'm redesigning all of my things. I didn't have my PC to like, load everything on for stream, and also I'm still missing some assets, so I'm doing things. Jay is also making emotes. Jay is like the commander of my emotes now because he's doing my main emotes, and then he also does all of my 7TV things whenever anybody wants an emote. So he is in charge of emotes. I'm commissioning him for a bunch of new emotes because I don't really like mine. They're really old. Honestly, the reason why I'm redoing everything is because it's 2 years old and my art skills and everybody else's art skills around me have increased so dramatically. I really hate the handwritten name. I don't like. I don't. I just don't. I have no idea why these emotes aren't loading on my generator. But they're just really hard to tell what it actually is. Like the creators that I watch, their emotes, like when you put an emote in, it is really obvious that that emote is what it is. Mine are barely visible. So and they're in a bit of an old art style, so they're getting redone. Everything's getting redone apart from Astrofella. Astrofella's like the one thing that's staying, and my little astronaut thing. But yeah, there's a lot of things changing. Cecily, we're keeping with the kind of red galaxy vibe, but we're kind of shifting towards like Northern Lights, but red. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be good, and I'll get to show you guys that soon, hopefully. I'm not gonna say when because I'm hesitant on announcing the big plan I have for the summer because I just don't quite know if I'm gonna be able to pull it off yet. It's looking like I will be able to, but it's gonna take a lot of effort on my half and also just a lot of luck timing wise to get it perfect. But you'll probably see within the next few weeks what I am on about. But let's just say that you're gonna be seeing a lot of me this summer. I've been gone for ages. You're never gonna see the end of me. This summer, I'm gonna be around a lot more. I'm hoping not just on Twitch as well. I'm hoping on YouTube too much. I'm hoping on YouTube, but I always say that. It's worth working at a cinema go. But I have like very little commitments. This is like I'm basically full time in content creation for the next few months. So we'll see. I wanna really push things. Actually, you know what, we'll do this now. If I tried to push for 1,000 followers by the 22nd of August, which is my 5 years of streaming, does that feel reasonable to you guys? 1,000 followers. Bear in mind, I gain usually about like 10 to 20 a month, depending on what I do. So this would be a crazy push. This would be like everybody banding together to help make this happen. And you can tell me no, because I'm already on the side of we're not going to do it. But it is something I've been thinking about for a while. And I just, because like I was going to hope that like I was going to be more active over exams to push that up so that it was a more reasonable thing. How active are you going to be in 1 month? You will see. You will see. But let's just say I have plans. But I don't want to like push for something that's like completely unreasonable, if you get what I mean. I don't want to be like, we're aiming for this, and then we get like absolutely nowhere near. We all feel awful. Ambitious, I like it. It would certainly be something. It would be an ambitious goal. I was kind of hoping we'd like, yeah, I was hoping I'd stay active over exams to kind of push towards the 800 goal. But that didn't end up happening, which is fair enough. Hi, Yuki. How are you? But yeah, I'm debating over it. Lucas, you know what I'm doing. I like how you're the one saying how active you're going to be in 1 month. You know what I'm doing this summer. But I've had mixed feedback from just friends and people I've talked to about whether that is a reasonable thing to do. I'm usually not one for like follower goals and follower pushes. I mean, I have a goal, but I never really push for it or set anything for them because I don't want to be like. But I feel like 5 years on streaming, that would be so cool. It'd be so cool to hit 1,000 by then. So I'm kind of tempted, and it all just takes community backing. So we'll see, we'll see. But yeah, you'll be seeing a lot more of me, even just within the next few weeks before anything is announced. It's gonna ramp up a bit. What other story times did I have? I definitely had more. Definitely had more. Yeah, I've written down on my list just the word churros. Don't think anything else needs saying. I only had churros once in my entire, actually twice. Were they on the same day though? No, maybe it was two separate times. But I was really ill for one of them, so it didn't really count. Proper Spanish churros are like, they are the root to my heart. They are my favorite thing in the world. Give me more of them. That's all I have to say on that. I know what VT actually stands for. I just keep reading it as Ramon. You are very American. Oh my god, this is a really cute story actually. So we went to explore the actual like old town section of Marbella one day. Which is a really nice little small area. Um with just some shops and restaurants and stuff in it. But we went to get we went to get ice cream. I'm just gonna ignore it because we went to get ice cream, and we stumbled across this like such cute looking ice cream shop, and they have some like interesting flavors. I think I ended up getting half cherry, half chocolate. No, half raspberry, half chocolate, which is pretty boring for the crazy options they had. I can't remember exactly what they had. Like ginger and orange, I think my dad got. But I want cherry ice cream has become my new favorite. I've been eating cherry ice cream this holiday so much. This was raspberry because I didn't have cherry, but honestly, it's very similar of a flavor combo. Me too. Oh my god! But cherry and chocolate ice cream, best combo. It also happens to be red and black, so I always joke about like the red and black hair, especially with this raspberry one that was like bright red. Let me see if I could have the picture of it. Oh, also, I guess you can see the churros, proper Spanish churros. Let me see if I can find this. It's my hair. Hazel, no. But I say my hair. My hair is very much not like that right now. To be fair, oh my god, it looks so much more red on stream. It looks very ginger in person currently. Wait, that's kind of fun. Also, the purple lighting, which I've stolen from Crowfang because it was talking about how purple makes red stand out. So now my lighting is purple. It is so ginger in person. I wanted to use that as an excuse to get the split diet earlier. I have a feeling I'm not gonna actually do that. I want it before something fun that's happening and Manchester transpired. So I'm hoping by the end of the month, but we'll see. But yeah, no, my hair in person is a lot more just gingery red rather than kind of bright red. Leprechaun. Oh my god. My throat is dying. Oh my god. Am I gonna have to ease back into streaming? Am I gonna have to like cut this stream short to ease myself back into it so I don't lose my voice? My throat hurts so much. This is crazy. To be fair, I have literally just been yapping for like an hour. Usually I'm playing a game or something as well. But we might hop into like MCCI or something later. Ba ba ba. But yeah, that ice cream shop opened the day we got there. Like the day that we went, it wasn't even open at the time that we went. It opened later, but they let us in and they were so sweet. They like let us taste the ice creams that we wanted to get to see if we liked them. And then we were sitting in their shop eating because it was far too hot to go outside. Like ice cream would have just melted immediately. So we were sitting there and the staff members kept going around just like, you like it? Is it good? And we were just like, yes. It's so good. I need to see if I have a photo of the name of their place because I might leave them a review because they were so nice. They also had like ice cream cakes and stuff and just so much cool stuff on display and things that were like coming soon and they look so fun. It was such a fun little shop. And hi to different country. I mean, to be fair, the UK is like smaller than most US states. So similar. I say that, but I've definitely not explored even half of the UK. I didn't drive to many different places that often. Oh, use a passport, don't you? Yeah. Do you not use a passport? I guess if you're not leaving the country, it's crazy. Although, British British passports are now separated from the EU ones. Apparently, this is getting changed back. Uh, because we separated from the EU. So we have to go through like completely different passport control things, and it's just so annoying. I was standing in a queue for like so long today. There was no staff at the start of this queue. It was okay. This was like really weird. Malaga Airport is really weird. So you go through all the normal things, um, like dropping off your luggage and going through like the handheld luggage security, where like you pass everything through, you walk through, and all that stuff. And then to get to your gates, we didn't know this, so we were actually ended up running late because we were just sat having breakfast and we didn't realize there was a whole nother queue to get to your gates with passport control. I don't know why they needed passport control when you're going like into an airport in the country that you are currently in. But like they check your passports when you check checking your luggage, so I don't really understand why that was needed. There was such a long queue, really long winding queue, which feels very British. I mean, to be fair, most airports have this, but the British airports are terrible for the queuing. I have my little sunflower lanyard on because I ain't about to be standing in queues for hours. But there were no staff near the front of this queue. So we queue all the way through, and then we get like just a little bit before the like passport people, the police officers, that's their name. And there was a staff that walked out and realized I had a lanyard on and like opened the side thing. It was like, you come this way. I could have avoided queuing for like 20 minutes if they were just standing at the front of the queue rather than the end of it. Who puts assistants at the end of the queue? Also, this wasn't the first mishap we had with assistants. First one, again, similar thing. Halfway through the queue, somebody realizes that I have assistants, and they are like, "Okay, you go this way." Like you cut through the queue this way, and I was like in front of my parents a bit, and we got ever so slightly separated by one group of people that had kind of stepped in front. Those people decided, oh, they've opened the side. We're just gonna go through and act like this is our kid, which I am 18, but I look younger. So like, so then I kind of confusedly walked through, kind of looking back to my parents to make sure that my parents had realized where I'd gone. My brother was in front of me, so he did not kind of look back and look at what we were doing. He kind of kept walking. They let my mum through with me because she got through quite fast because she was quite behind me. And they wouldn't, like, my dad tried to walk through, and because that whole group had walked through before us, they assumed that I was with them, so they thought my dad was trying to like get through. So I kind of turned around, stood there, looked at my dad. My dad was like, I have his passport. He's not getting anywhere. And so they finally were just like, yeah, okay, you can go through. Oh, is my stream gone down? Twitch is saying my stream's unstable. You guys still there? My bit rate's died. Wait, my bit rate's only died on Twitch's end, though. Everything's saying it's fine on OBS. I have no idea. Hopefully it's alright, let me know if not. But yeah, they eventually let my dad through. Then my brother, who was a bit ahead of us, to be fair, he is flying to a different place, but that wouldn't matter in this circumstance. Um, like my parents call over to him and he walks back to where we had just walked through, and the guard just simply goes no. He's like, no, you're not coming through. So my brother had to like queue for another like 10 minutes to get through this security check, um which was just okay then. To be fair, he is older, so like he's 22. So I guess they just assumed because he was an adult, then that so many people had already been let through because of this situation that he could just fend for himself. They wouldn't let him through. And my dad was not about to stand there arguing for my brother as well as having just argued to get him through. Like, they were good in the sense of, like, it's always a gamble on whether they recognize the sunflower lanyards abroad, because I'm pretty sure they're a very British thing. But most countries I've been to seem to recognize it, and you don't even have to say anything. You walk through and they immediately go, "You this way." And if you try to walk past, they'll stop you. If you walk the normal way, they'll go, "No, you have to go this way," which is kind of funny. um, yeah, no, they were really nice for the most part. It was just that guy was just, I think, really confused because the whole other group had already walked through. I don't think it was his fault, but my brother also didn't get through the second time, um, on the passport one either. But to be fair, he was oblivious and didn't turn around to look. And my dad said there's only three of us. Because my brother had already kind of walked off to another area. So he just got really unlucky there because his plane was boarding at that point and he was running late. So he could have like skipped a whole section of the queue. We kind of stood around to make sure because he's flying to a different place because he doesn't live with us. So we kind of hung around to make sure he got to his place, and we just watched him like speed walking off as he got past the queue. We've been stood there for like 5 minutes, and he was just like almost sprinting to get to his flight, which didn't even leave for like another half an hour. I don't know why they boarded it so early. I think both of our flights were delayed. Mine certainly was delayed. We were sat on that plane for like an hour before it took off. It's so weird. Also, when the plane did take off, a little bit into the ascent, steam started coming through the top of the thing, specifically over a little bit ahead of like where I was sitting, just around the edge. That was concerning to me. The flight was completely fine. I was just like, why is there steam coming through this like cracks in the top, like the seams at the top? Maybe it was just like condensation evaporating. I have no idea, but it was really weird, and I was like, oh, that doesn't seem good. It doesn't seem good at all. But yeah, we very much skipped ahead there. One of my favorite moments from this holiday was a little photo shoot I did with my dad, kind of by accident. We went down to the beach, right, to get some photos of the sunset with the sea kind of in this direction. This was such a sick photo that I got as well. These are all on my Instagram, so if you want to go look at them, you can go there. But my dad was trying to get like photos of me on the beach, which that's how that turned out. And I was just like, well, what if we embrace the silhouette? And I went and stood at the edge of the water, really ominously, and was like, take photos of me. That's where we get to photos of like this, which is so cool. It worked so well. But that was such a fun little moment. I was just like, I have no idea what I'm doing with my life, but this is so fun. Like, we just get to hang out at the sea, doing a quote unquote photography competition out of nowhere. And I'm just being ominous. And if I ever make an album, this is the cover of it. This is my album cover. I have so many like random photos that would make really good album covers, including the one that's currently on the cover of my favorites playlist. It was I was just taking a photo to show a friend, um, like just updating of what I was doing. Um, and I was just sitting by a pool on holiday, and I had yellow Converse on, and my phone just for some reason took a really high quality photo, but I was literally just taking a photo of my boots and the pool and me lying on a sunbed, and it came out the most aesthetic thing to ever exist. And when I put it on my favorites playlist thing, my dad, because we play the playlist in the car, um, my dad was like, "Where do you get this photo from?" And it is literally just my shoes. Um, there you go. I actually just took it. My dad thought I downloaded it from somewhere. It's I don't know how this keeps happening. I just keep taking accidental album cover pictures. That was like years ago. It must have been like 2, 3 years ago. Probably 3. I'm questioning changing it to the other one, but I feel like I might just make like a slightly more like chill, either chill or just sad playlist, and put the other one as the color. I don't have multiple playlists. I just have my favorites playlist, and I just like add to queue whatever I want to listen to. I don't really make playlists. I've been listening to albums mostly recently, to be fair. But yeah, I have so many album cover potentials. Not that I'd probably ever use them as actual album covers, because I feel like if you made an album, you'd want to go, take those photos and have them be relevant to the album. But yeah. I think the funniest story of this whole trip was last night. We went to a restaurant that was on the beach, like literally right next to the villa, like a minute walk if you were going via beach. A little bit longer if you were going via road, which my dad and brother ended up having to do because we couldn't like lock the door and go out via the beach. So like we kind of split ways. And we get to this restaurant, really fancy restaurant. It's almost my brother's birthday, so we like this was the last time we were seeing him. So like this was his like birthday celebration dinner, and there is a singer performing at this restaurant, and the music is so loud, and the speakers are really old, and they just have this really high pitched buzz, which I can only describe as just feeling like something is drilling into your brain. At least for me, someone with quite bad sensory issues. And so I eventually decided, okay, I've just ordered dinner, and like this complimentary starter of like a soup, which I wasn't gonna eat, to be fair, came, and I was just like, okay, I'm gonna go to the villa. It's only like a couple minutes away. And I'm gonna grab my loops so that I can survive this meal without having a meltdown. And and so I go. My dad gives me like rough directions. He's like, it's literally like 2 minutes away, because I haven't gone via the road to this place before, so I had no idea where I was walking. So he's like, yeah, take the first like cut onto the road, and then take the first left, I think it was. And so I go out, I walk along the thing from the restaurant, and I turn immediately up onto the road. And I walk up, And I'm kind of doing my Instagram story thing, and I'm not really paying attention, but I'm also looking if there is a left turn. So I'm like, well, there must be a left turn soon. So I just assumed that maybe it loops round. So I just keep walking up this road, and I'm like, this is definitely not right, but I don't know where else I was meant to go because I'm following my dad's directions. I get to the end of this road, and I'm like, I am so far away from the beach, and my villa is literally on the beach. And my dad, no, I put on Google Maps, and it's like it's a 5 minute walk. You have to kind of walk along the motorway though. I'm like, this is not right. And my dad calls me like, where are you? It'd probably been like 10 minutes at that point, to be fair. And he's like, "Where are you? I just checked you like on maps, and you're like up all the way by the motorway." And I'm like, "Yeah, no, there was no left turn." He was like, "What do you mean there was no left turn? There should have been like a multiple." And I'm just like, Not on this road." So I walk. I'm messaging Lucas this entire time, and I walk around, and it takes me so much longer than the 5 minute walk time. I also, to be fair, I was like flat out sprinting, um, kind of for the end of the initial road and round the side because I was like, something's gone wrong here. Um, I was like just wanting to see faster if like what was going on. And when I saw that it wasn't that far away, I slowed down, which is probably why it took me so long. Um, I get to the villa, I grab my loops, and I go back via the actual route that I was meant to take there. I realized that my dad's instructions of the first turn up was incorrect. It was the second one. Um, and that would have taken me approximately 3 minutes. Instead, I walked for half an hour in the heat in like a black long sleeve shirt as well. That was just kind of rolled up and like slightly unbuttoned. Don't know how that happened. And then when I got back, I was just like, my parents had like got and finished a meal. I thought my dad was joking when he messaged me saying we've almost finished, hurry up. But no, they genuinely had like pretty much finished their meals by the time I got there, and it took forever for my meal to come back out because they kind of took it to the back to keep it warm. Although they didn't actually reheat it, but it was fine. Um, it was just hilarious because I didn't realize it had been so long. In my brain, it had been 15 minutes, and I get like, and I messaged Lucas like, "How have they already finished their meal already?" And Lucas messaged me back. It's yeah, in half an hour. That's where, and I was just like, half an hour. It was not been half an hour. And then I double checked the time with the messages because I messaged just as I left. I was like, okay, no, it has been like 25 minutes. So feels weird. It does. Like, because we had like only just ordered. Or maybe we hadn't. Maybe my entire concept of time was really thrown off by the fact that I was really overstimulated. Maybe we hadn't literally just ordered. I don't know. It felt, yeah, it felt real quick. Maybe it just feels longer when you're actually just sitting there. But it was a nice walk and it was cute dogs. So it was fine. I just ate really fast because I felt bad. And then we didn't order desserts, and my dad completely forgot that that he had said that it was my brother's birthday. So they brought out like a strawberry ice cream with happy birthday written along the plate and sang happy birthday for my brother. My dad had forgot that he had asked for that, and my brother was just like, why? So that was funny. Um, I hate that. That if that is the most awkward thing. To be fair, when it is your birthday, you kind of anticipate it. If you're going out for like a meal, you kind of anticipate it. And usually, like for me, my parents will like bring a cake or something, or like I'll be aware of the fact that it's gonna happen. But it wasn't actually my brother's birthday. It's his birthday in like 2 days, and I think everybody had forgot about it. So It caught us all so off guard. You all just got jump scared by the waitress coming up just singing happy birthday. And because my brother hadn't actually ordered dessert, um, he just picked something random. So that was quite funny. But yeah, that was a really interesting night because what do you mean? What do you mean all that happened? Also, it was still. I got back with my lips and I could still hear the ringing. It was so loud. But then the singer came back on and actually the ringing went away because I don't know how loops work, but guess it must have like gone over a certain decibel, which then made them work better. I don't know. I have concert ones and not like day to day normal activity ones, so they don't really do that much. But it was better. It was definitely more tolerable with them than without them. But yeah, that's my Spain story times. The only other thing I can think of was the Picasso Museum and just realizing that Picasso was like a terrible person, most likely. Which I didn't realize. He drew far too many naked women for to be a sane guy. Um, I didn't know that. I don't know what I guess I haven't looked at Picasso's art previously. Not what I was expecting. I was just walking around like, my God, one, does this guy know what a woman looks like? I know the whole point is that he draws them like completely, um, like almost like jumbled up. I don't know. There was noses in the middle of heads up here, and just completely like twisted limbs. And I was just like, one, does this guy know what a woman looks like? Also, why have you painted this many naked women? Um, and me and my mom were just kind of like, this guy is definitely probably wasn't a great person. And my and my dad and brother were loving it because they love museums. And me and my mom were just like, what? Don't get me wrong, he had some okay art. I'm not a big fan of modern art. I'm gonna be so real. Anything that's slightly more just like, it went from naked woman to just kind of shapes. And I feel like I'm not a big fan of that either. Um, I don't know. I like art museums. I just don't like, those art museums where it's literally just like white canvases hung up, and I'm like, there's only so many times I can see a white canvas before it's just boring. Like, once as like a fun, quirky, like symbolic thing, sure. Or like solid color. I don't want to be like, it's not art because somebody will get mad at me for saying that. But come on, we can do so much better than that. Humans have come along so far that why is our art going back to just random squiggles of color? Please, please. I don't know. And like the Tate Modern in London, where it's like a sculpture show, but sometimes it's just a chair suspended from the ceiling. And I've been there twice, and it was pretty much the same thing. The second time, I just decided to take a nap on one of the sofas. I got so bored. And it's just like cabinets with random things in it. Like, I was just like, I don't understand. I don't really get it. I don't get all this like kind of really minimalist art and design. And I love art. I love looking around, like the things that like really spark emotion and really feel like meaningful. I absolutely love, but that I just don't get. I'm sure there's people who love it. And honestly, if it makes money, do what you gotta do. But my god. Anyway, that's my rant about museums. Not museums, art galleries, whatever. Honestly, museums as well. Museums, some of them do the same thing. Like a wonder bone in the middle of a wall. It's like, come on. Hmm. Okay. We are getting close to 10. I know this has been a really short stream. But it has also been like a just chatting stream, so there has been a lot more talking. I do have I have more I want to talk about. But this is the more important part of the things going forward. I mean, we've kind of talked about this. Basically, I want to be streaming a lot more often. I have plans for a kind of month-long quote unquote event on this channel for kind of leading up to my 5 years on Twitch. That is the plan. You'll probably hear more about the plan. I just need to make sure I can get people involved. My brain has stopped functioning. Quote unquote. Yeah, no, it's. I don't want to give away what it is, although I could probably just say. But speaking of events, tomorrow 8 p.m. BST, MC Ventures Twitter. Be there. Be ready. We're so back. Anyway, I will be live tomorrow at 9:30 p.m. BST, which I know is late. It's like 20 minutes ago. I'll be live the time it was 20 minutes ago. I have testing. This was really badly timed, but we just go off like the most voted for time for testing. We have the like oh we have the post coming out at 8 and we have testing starting at 8, and I was just like, oh, I probably should have been live. I should have been live for that coming out, but I'm gonna go live at 9:30 and yap about the MC stuffs. So be there, because that is the biggest announcement I've done in like a year. Over a year since the last event. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be great. Definitely be there. Or just pay attention to social medias. If you guys can go boost that so much at 8 p.m. BST tomorrow, that would mean the absolute world to me. Because this has been a project that me and the entire team have been working on for like a year, over a year. And it's so cool and it's coming together so well, and I cannot wait. So yes, please do that. I have a feeling the 5 months on T video will be coming out on Monday. Honestly, I'm just gonna be planning a lot of things over the weekend to kind of get myself back with what I'm going to be doing this summer, my plans, my intentions for content. YouTube wise, I'm kind of torn between editing and uploading my Lumamon footage. But I feel like the issue with Lumamon is that in the end it got very like, it feels very out of order. I build my base in the last stream and then it just kind of ends. I don't know if it would be good for YouTube. There were some really fun moments, and there's a lot of things that I recorded that I didn't edit, no, that I didn't put on stream. But I genuinely don't know about doing that. I don't know if I just want to do something like fresh and new. I'm thinking building videos. I don't know exactly what I want to do yet. But like also Lumamon would be such a good place to start because I could just go download those VODs and edit them. So I don't know. I need to figure out what I'm doing with that and what is gonna happen. I don't know. There's part of me that wants my Lumamon thing to be on YouTube. But there's also part of me who wants to do something different and kind of make something new. I had an idea written like a year ago that I might see if I can do. I didn't know how well it would work though. That's why I didn't do it at the time. I was like, this could either be great or like terrible. And I had like a building podcast idea, not an actual podcast, but like kind of like that. Which again is like a style of video that I just don't know whether it would work out. But I feel like I just need to like post things. So I'm definitely gonna try and get a video on the main channel within like a week. Regardless of what it ends up being. I don't know. Like, would you guys want Lumon videos? Like heavily edited versions of the VODs? Probably like 15-minute long videos of kind of like the series of it. It's just a bit higgledy-piggledy, but there were so many fun moments and there were so many things that I didn't get to show you guys because I recorded them, like gyms and stuff. So I could do that because that is just editing. And I can improve my editing skills before I move on to something new. Or I can kind of mix and match. I mean, maybe shorts. I hate making shorts. I do better making shorts by making long form things and then taking clips from long form things and making them into shorts. I can't do short form content. I hate TikTok. I mean I will do because if I want to, grow, it's kind of needed. But basically going forward in streams, if you guys clip things, they will probably end up on different social medias. I currently just don't have that many clips. I don't really have things to post, but I'm hoping my kind of plans for the next little while will do that. Hi, Bush Boy. Hello, hello. How are you? I'm really hoping that we'll do that. I just saw your DM, Lucas. I didn't see that message. Long time no see. Yes, it has been a while. It's been a while. I'm back from break, and I'll be streaming more often. I'm gonna try and stick to my Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday schedule, I think. To be fair, I actually probably will be live more next week because I need to do the shirt as well. So they're going to be more just kind of just chatting, crafting streams kind of early in the day, I think. So we'll see. You might get me like pretty much every day. Because we'll see how long the shirt takes. And I just wanted to stream it because it's more fun. There's some things I want to do on it that I'm not gonna stream because it would be so boring. But all the kind of like painting and stitching I can do. Well, the stitching the panels on. I'll show you guys what I've made so far for that. So this one. It's not that. Is it? Hold up. Hold up. I'm gonna refold these things later. Okay, I've got it. So, the shirt. Ignore the fact that this is a Lovejoy shirt. We're repurposing it. It has been cut into a tank top. I don't know if you can see. It has no sleeves. The back panel is what we're going to be covering with the painting. We don't give advertisements to this, guys. It is cropped. I've basically cut along the bottom. I think I'm gonna like put a line or two of white stitching. I tend to stitch my shirts when I crop them because it stops them from fraying. Like this one is stitched, which you very much cannot see. I might do the sleeves as well. I've never... Actually, no, I have done this. I have done this once, but I only did it to the point where, like, the other stitching was. So I didn't need to restitch it. But I know lots of people just cut them without stitching them. But I also think a line of... like a hemline of white stitching could go hard. But that's that. It's the actual shirt. Here's what's going to turn into the back panel. I mean, I need to figure out the shaping and how this is going to work. Because this isn't quite big enough to cover that full back panel. So I might have to, like, crop it a little bit more or kind of rejig things in a way to make it work. But this is as much as the white fabric as I had. Because this is just taken from a jumper. And this is all I had left from the scraps. So there's that. Where's the other things? Hold on. I have a lot of scrap fabrics and stuff. Like, yeah, you can see that I cropped it because I just have that. I apparently didn't put them in with this. Here we are. Here we go. These are gonna be little patches, like, yeah, way more central, like this on the other shirt, and this is the other one. There's gonna be patches around the front and probably the like sides as well. I mean, I think this one is actually gonna go over the like front. There's a... I actually have the shirt. Hold up. It makes me really warm standing up and getting things. A little logo on the front. I don't know if this is big enough actually. It is. I think that's gonna cover that here. I don't know. I thought I'd repurpose this old shirt. I also got trousers, which are currently at my neighbor's house, which I need to go pick up. But we're going full black and white fit. I ordered the trousers off Etsy because I was not about to customize trousers myself. But yeah, that is what we up to. That's what we're gonna be doing for the next, well, until Friday. Not all the streams, but probably like 2 or 3. I think the painting the panel is gonna be the first, like, what I do tomorrow. As I'm so random, I can't answer my neighbors. Like, I need to like rejig that entire thing now because I've messed it all up. That's fine. Basically, I went on holiday and they got delivered, and I just sent them to my neighbor's house. My neighbor was like, "Cool, I'll keep them safe for you." But yeah, I think I'm gonna head off now. It is 10 p.m. I have some stuff I want to do before I go to bed, and I want to get a decent amount of sleep because I got like 4 hours of sleep last night because I had to get up at like 6 a.m. for a flight. So yes, Lucas, if you want to watch videos, I want to do that. Anyway, this is my formal, very public DM. Lucas, please can we watch Ryan Sharon now? Anyway, this is what we've been doing all holiday. Calm down. Let's go. I will see you guys tomorrow at 9:30 p.m. PST. Late one. Hopefully I'll be there. There's a chance testing runs over, but that's like half an hour longer than I'm hoping testing will go. I don't want to be outside going live any later than that. I think it is reasonable for me to dip, because like it will be announced tomorrow, that you'll see. But yes, 8 p.m. PST on MC Twitter. Yes. Who should we raid? You know what? Let's raid Dappy and Pain. Dappy's doing a subathon. Today might be it. This might be the last day. I don't know if raiding adds anything to the subathon timer, but we're gonna go send over a raid to Dappy anyway. Go have fun. I will see you guys tomorrow. Use your raid messages. Here they are. Also, here's all of my socials. You can have a look over there, and go follow on any other platforms that you have. It's alright. And I will see you guys very, very, very soon. Yippee. Okay. Bye. What? It said unable to raid Derpy and Pain at this time. Let me raid into Derpy, please. Okay, apparently I can't. That's unfortunate. Who else can we raid into? Twitch went no. Let's raid into Red. Let's do that. Red's playing. I actually have no idea. This is an event. This looks like an event. Hell yeah. It's Minecraft anyway. Anyway, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye bye. You'll get a fin screen. Enjoy.